Acts chapter 16. The Lord put me in mind of that this morning, and it is in reference to several things. Paul already being on his journey with spreading the gospel. Paul had his own personal experience with being converted and understanding who the Lord was for him was on a mission. And this scripture is referenced oftentimes, and there are certain areas of the scripture that we hear preached and taught all over the world. One being with the woman with the spirit of divination and being delivered from that. The other being where Paul and Silas prayed at midnight. They were imprisoned at the time, and when they prayed and praised, come on, the jail was opened and the prisoners were released. Now, these moments in scripture are indeed powerful, but what the Lord shed light on for me this morning was what transpired before those moments. You see, Paul, before he went to these places, he was actually headed in another direction. And before he started that journey, he had a moment of respite. When he was asleep, there was a man that appeared in his dream, and he cried out for help. He asked if they could go to Macedonia, which was another place in another direction, because he said the people there needed help. They needed what they had. And Paul was obedient to the cry, which caused him to pivot. This is what the Lord wanted me to see this morning. You see, sometimes when we are on our journey, when we are obedient to the call and we have momentum and we are doing what God called us to do because we have accepted his call on our life. Sometimes when you are on the go, you have to be sensitive to the cries of his people because God is concerned about his people. Had it not been for the man that appeared in his dream, they may not have went to Macedonia. So you got to be sensitive to that. All throughout the scripture, there is moments of pivot. Even Jesus himself had moments where he was on his way one place and something else pulled him in another direction because there can be needs in other areas. But you have to be sensitive to his voice, to the cries of his people, and be willing to be obedient and pivot. It may be necessary for you to go in another direction. Someone's deliverance, someone's freedom may be waiting on you. Will you go?